It's the Brad and John Show.
It is the Brad and John Show. Today's date is the 16th of December. Jeez, we're technically, we're about, because there's 31 days, at noon we'll be exactly halfway through December. Isn't that the way it works, John?
Yeah, I'm not a math guy, Brad. I didn't major in electrical engineering like your progeny.
My computer science electrical engineer double major kid. Okay, I said I was going to call Mike Elam, and he said, as a matter of fact, I texted him. You told me to do that, and he said he was going to take his shower early, so we can't miss him because he should be ready for my call. Let me get him on the phone here. There he is, right there.
After you dial and he doesn't pick up, we should discuss the difference between people who shower at night versus shower in the morning.
Okay, here we go. Okay, phone's ringing. Hopefully it should be ringing. There it is. One ringy ding.
Hey, welcome to the BJ Show. It's Mike Elam.
It's the radio dude. Mike, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, and I know that I can't hear John, but can John hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you now. Yeah, he can hear you.
Okay, so John can ask a question, and you can ask me that way. John, I am a morning shower guy for a couple of reasons. One, if I shower at night, my hair still going to be an issue. So if I jump in the shower, the hair's done, makes it easy. The second part is I've seen too many videos about that stuff that's in your sheets when you sleep and the whole dead skin thing. So I'm a morning shower guy because I want to start the day fresh, clean, and ready to go.
John, did you get that okay, John?
I did get that. Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. I'm completely with him on the bed sheet thing. You and I have discussed this on the air before, Brad. And I would say back in the days when I shaved before I had a beard daily, I was a morning shower guy because I wanted to get my face soft before I shaved. So I see both sides. Today, I am an evening shower guy.
He's an evening shower guy, John.
Or I'm more specifically, if I happen to be doing something in which I want my body to be clean, I will shower based on that.
Mike, what I do is when I want to get my body clean, I just go one of the many car washes in St. Charles County and just walk through. You know what I'm saying?
You know, if you live in O'Fallon, Missouri, and your car is not clean, I'm just going to tell you straight out, you're lazy or cheap or both.
Did you know Randy Bluestone by any chance?
I did not.
Okay, Randy Bluestone was one of my customers, clients, when he opened up the original Country Club Car Wash there at 94 in Friedenszumel, and then became a good friend of mine. Unfortunately, he died way too early, way too young of cancer, and his wife and I think his partner still run the Country Club Car Washes. But if he were alive today, he would have a few things to say about that. Okay, the reason I called you, Mike, I have a question. I was with you.
Okay, can you lean into the mic a little bit more when you ask me that question?
Yeah, okay. Is this a little bit better? Is that a little bit better right there?
It is a little bit better.
Okay.
That's awesome. Thank you.
I was at the ribbon cutting, whatever you want to call it, for the police training center there on Highway 79 in the very northern reaches of O'Fallon, okay?
Correct.
My question is, I drive by there from time to time. I never see anything going on there anymore. There's no construction. And then there's the thing with Elam is involved with this thing with St. Louis County, with the police training. Can you explain to me the situation with that facility there in 79 as opposed to whatever this other facility is going to be?
Yeah, so the facility on 79, which is called Castle, Castle is a joint venture between the city of O'Fallon and the city of St. Charles for police training center. And when it's finished, they are going to move the Eastern Police Training Academy, which is now out of the Meadows. They're going to move that into that training center. They are in process. So there's going to be, I want to say, 5 phases of the Castle training facility of 79. They have the 200-yard firing range complete, and they are working on the next phase that's going to be open there. So you're not going to see people there all the time while it's being worked on, but you are going to see people there on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to the city administrator, Mike Snowden, about this at lunch the other day, and they just had like 4 different departments out there training last week. So it's not an everyday thing while it's under construction, but it's in progress. The other joint venture that is going on between St. Charles County, St. Louis County, Jefferson County, and Franklin County is called the Regional Law Enforcement Training Center. Both are going to do similar things, but they're not going to do everything the same. One of the big issues that came up with this is O'Fallon and St. Charles were looking for places they could train their officers and go through the type of situations that their officers run into every day on the streets or could possibly run into. But they couldn't get time because there's not enough training facilities in the area. I mean, from what I'm told, we could build 10 firing ranges and still not have enough firing ranges for all of the law enforcement municipalities and everything throughout the region. We have so many. I mean, you have 87 municipalities just in St. Louis County, and I think 60 of them have their own police force or something like that. So that's kind of the broad sketch thumbnail of what's going on. With the regional law enforcement training facility, they have a board that's put together, but they don't even have a location to build that yet. They're looking for 80 acres. And I think the one of 79 is around 70 acres that they're building with O'Fallon and St. Charles. So more to come, and we'll find out hopefully in 26 where the regional training center is going to be located. So
will the one they're building there in 79 still function then? Or will they shut that one down?
Oh, no. To my earlier point, there is a need, and both of them will be able to be busy. One of the visions of the O'Fallon St. Charles Castle facility on 79 is to open it up not just for the St. Louis metro area, but around the Midwest. One of the things they're going to build at the Castle facility in O'Fallon is a driver training course. So think high-speed pursuit and how you're going to be able to interact with vehicles who you're in a high-speed chase, you need to stop them. There's not a lot of places around the country where you can train that. So they know that the demand is there for the Midwest. And they've already had people from Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska who have reached out to them and said, how soon are you going to be open and when can we start booking time with you? So the demand is there.
Interesting. Well, I also heard, I don't know if this is true or not, Mike, but I also heard that Adam Schnelting's going to have a special training course there for the officers who are going to be in the left lane, who are going to be pulling over people who are not going at least 100 miles an hour in the left lane headed down to Jefferson City. Is that true or not, Mike?
You know what? I don't know. I trust if the senator thinks that's a need, then I trust he's researched it well, and I'm sure he has a reason behind it.
I was kidding. Mike, how does it feel not to be running for county executive? Can I ask you that question right now?
You know, it's a lot less pressure, and that's for sure. It's disappointing in one respect because I want to be the county executive one day. What I tell people is when Steve Elam wanted to run again, I think Steve's done a great job for our county. And if he wants to do another term, I'm going to support him to run that term. And I will just continue my apprenticeship. Every day I learn more. Like last night, we just approved our 26 budget, and we ran into things that the council did last night that I haven't seen in 12 years. So every day I learn more about county government. I feel I'm getting better prepared every day to be able to lead that. But I tell people, hey, it's not no, it's just not now. And it's what's best for St. Charles County. And I feel of the people who are in the race, I think it's clear cut that St. Charles County is in a great path, and Steve is definitely the guy to keep us on that glide path of success. Nothing wrong with the former senator of the 23rd or the police officer from St. Louis County. Nothing wrong with either one of those guys. Both good guys. I just feel like Steve's a better leader, and he's the most prepared to guide our county at this time.
Mike, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. You answered my questions. I know more than I did before, and that's what life is all about. You should always be learning, right?
I I appreciate that. And at some point, I really want to be able to answer John's questions because I know John is a well-informed, well-researched guy who asks very good questions. And I would love the opportunity to have a conversation with him one day and not have to go through you as a mediator. But we'll work that out at some point.
Okay, Mike. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Have a good
day.
one. Bye. Okay, what Mike is referring to is that we don't have the most sophisticated system here at the station. And the piece of equipment I'm on, this what's called a console or a board, whatever you want to call it, does not have a mix-minus system on it. So
you got to have the mix-minus, Brad.
The mix-minus. So I've got an old antique thing. I bought it used. It was built in 1998. And once again, when people complain that I'm not an environmentalist, this was going to the dump, and I saved it from the dump. How's that, John? So
that's fantastic. So let's get to what Mike said. Did he answer your question?
Yeah.
Which is that, so, I mean, we can have more than one facility, and there's no such thing as too many police training facilities.
Well, it's interesting. He brings up an interesting point. Hold on, I'm clearing my voice again. I don't know if it's a law, but most of the departments, and this is just basic firearms training, you need to be proficient with your weapon, with your pistol, and they do some long gun training as well too. But you need, and in civilian life, it's been told to me that you should shoot 50 rounds every month. You should go to the range, wherever you go. If you have a big farm or something like that, every month you should be at least 50 rounds for your gun, becoming familiar with its operation and, becoming more proficient with your accuracy and things like that. And the basic idea of the way you handle your weapon, the way you holster it, all that kind of stuff. And I think there's actually regulations with most of the police departments that they have recurrent training, firearms training. I know I go back and forth on 94. St. Charles County has that place right now where it used to be what they used to call the Echo Dome, where it was part of the Weldon Springs, plant when they were making bomb material down there. And they just redid the firing range. I mean, they really didn't expand it, but they did a lot of work on it and stuff like that. And if you go down there during the day, they're always down there shooting. But once again,
and isn't that the same thing, Brad? You smartened me up on this. Isn't that Dr. Oss's philosophy, though? You have to shoot 200 rounds a year? If you're a man, you got to empty your clip 200 rounds a year, right? At least.
Okay, first off.
And if you're not, I don't think your lady friend is doing her job.
First off, John, let me correct you. This is a common mistake. Unless you are using like a Garand, some of the older weapons use as clips. Almost all the semi-automatic weapons, guns and handguns and rifles use magazines. It's not a clip, John. It's a magazine.
I see. Okay. And what you're saying is that she should sort of like tickle your clip before you shoot the round. Like if she's down there, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's time for us to leave, John.
There we go, Brad. I sure know how to kill a conversation with you.
I've got
Brad, don't forget to fire off a few rounds before the end of the year. I don't know if you've met 200 yet, but.
You know what? What's interesting was last night I cleaned one of my weapons. How's that?
Oh, you did, Brad. See, I thought you were a morning shower guy, but you cleaned your weapon at night. Way to go. I mean, here's the thing. If you're not at least stopping off, whether you're at her place or yours or wherever, you got to stop by and clean off your weapon before you go to work. You're not going to use a weapon that's dirty, like just out of respect, right?
John, I will tell you two things. I field stripped my weapon, and
I bet you did, Brad.
I reloaded 2 magazines with my Mag-Ula magazine loader. How's that?
Wow. Well, the doctor said you need more protein, Brad. Now we know why. I'll see you on hump day, Brad. How appropriate is that?
Bye, John.